I think they feel I'm making some money out of it. Like, so there's this story going around.
I'm supposed to survive as a human being.
Well, so it's like you are using their children to make money. Exactly. So that's the story going around. Afi is using her children to make money. She's used them for fame, you know, like a whole lot of. It started long ago, but I decided not to pay attention to it. But last year, it really had an effect on the event. Some parents dropped out last minute without telling me. Even on the day of the event, I was calling a parent to find out where they've got into. That was when she told me they are not coming. So I felt like it's something they planned doing, you know, something of the sort, because things like that have happened in the past. You know, when I started, we had to record a documentary, and some of the parents mafiaed me. We ended up with only just one child who came from Cape Coast, all the way from Cape Coast to meet other two girls here. And the two girls here, their parents decided not to bring them. So we ended up filming just the one from Cape Coast. Like, it's been happening for long, but last year it really, you know, like I'm like, you know, the people I'm trying to help are not seeing the need. So why am I even worrying myself?
Are you profiting of this event?
No. If you can tell, I don't sell tickets for the event. It's basically because of that I don't want to do anything that feels like I'm generating money out of what I'm doing.
But there's cost to the event.
There's no short code for people to vote. We just post their photos on social media. Go and like. Whoever has the most likes is the one we crown. And even the prizes we give them the same prizes, because we don't want the children to feel like, okay, you mean this person is better than me. And we don't want the parents to also feel like you are favoring someone. So it's only the crown that differentiates, you know. We give them the same prizes. It's only the crown. And with the crown, we've asked you to share your child's photo. So whoever has the most likes, because we have to use something to, you know, crown the person. And because they are all unique in their own way, we can't say that this one works better or this person does this better, because they are all different in their own ways. When we do that, it will be like we are discriminating. So that's why I don't use any particular thing to say this is the reason why we are crowning this person. But if the person has the most likes, the crown will be for that person.
Would it make sense if we used non-autistic individuals to raise funds for autistic, like a non-autistic maybe competition? It wouldn't make sense.
It won't make sense.
Just as we use Miss Ghana to raise awareness for maybe Miss Ghana activations, women empowerment, and all those things. Why should this look like it's a... But even if you're making profit off it, even if you have to survive, because you have costs, you have investments, you're putting in money. It's not free. It doesn't care whether the person is animate or inanimate.
I don't think they even get it. And even the parents involved, I explain all these things to them, right? So if at the end of the day they still go about saying all that, Afi Onisika, or she's using our children.
If the convo was on stereotype, on maybe people, then that can be a conversation that maybe I don't want my kid to be out there known as that. The stigma attached to it. Then fine. But then if it's not on those grounds, then this is it.
So even getting the children from the special needs schools, the owners of the special needs schools, they give me a lot of tough time. One special needs school, the lady asked me what is in it for the school. Exactly, yes. When I called her, there was a boy who I was trying to get from her school. The father of the child had agreed that the boy should be part. Then now, because it's like the man is not paying the full fees, it's like the school is doing them a favor. So then I have to go through the school as well. So now the lady, when I called, she was like, what is in it for the school? And this woman has been at the show before, you know. So I'm like, why would you even ask that? Because you know that it is promoting your special needs school. Because when the boy comes up there, whatever he does, we'll mention that he's from this school, and you people are the ones who have trained him to be what he is. Aside that, I don't know what you are expecting me to, you know, do for the school aside that. It's not like there's some money that I'll say, okay, because I came for him from the school. So she gave me a lot of tough time.
But even in doing that also means that the money that they claim she's making that she's not making, they also want to make it, you know, at the end of the day. Right?
Exactly.
But Afi, I'm with the hold or the break that you are on, because it didn't happen this year. Because ideally it would have happened in April, right?
Yeah, and even here, you know, you are my partner.
It will happen here. Yeah. So it didn't happen. So we can say that.
Money off the thing.
Indeed. With the break that you are
on. Hey, yes, you'll have been here with you invest in your lunch.
I told you that lady small phone. That lady small phone.
You, she's referring to three music. It's not letting her like
No. It's her.
No. It's 3 Music TV. You are my partners.
Hey.
And
shame on you guys.
We will deal with this issue. We will deal with this separately. But you finish. I want to.
Anyway, with this break, right? Yeah. How is it making you feel truly? Because I believe that you started this cause for a reason.
Yeah. And why did you start doing the project?
And all of the time when people start things like this, they are more like passion projects. Yeah. So if you have to put a hold on it, truly and really, what's the feeling like? And then what are plans? If you're not going to organize the pageant anymore, what are plans to also still help, you know, people found in the spectrum, but not, you know, in a way that people will think that you are siphoning from them.
So I feel bad for the children, you know, because it's the children I'm helping, you know. So I feel bad, but I feel relieved that I don't have to go about struggling, because they don't know what it entails to make the show happen at the end of the day. They think it just happens, you know. So I feel sad that I'm not doing it anymore, you know, because I love the children. You know, they make me happy when I'm around them. I'm always laughing and all that. And they also love me. So when they see me, they always want to come around me, you know. So I feel sad that it's no more. Some of the parents who appreciate what I'm doing, they are like, oh, if you don't stop it. It's your event that we also have hope. Our children are happy when they come and all that. So you just say you are taking a break for some time and come back. But I don't know. So what I'm trying to do aside the event is to select some of the parents who are struggling. So currently there's one man who is a single father.
Okay, I wanted to hold on what some of the new projects and you know, just hold on that conversation, but still staying on the convo of stigma. Doc, in your space, do you pick such vibes from parents that, you know, when they identify their wards as autistic, they, you know, sort of want to hide them, keep them away from the public, or engage them in certain social activities?
Yes, it happens a lot, not even just with patients, people that actually know as well. A lot of the mothers and even the fathers as well are a bit, they're afraid of what society might say about their children, you know. Even they themselves are not so sure about how to even handle their own children. So they tend to hide them a lot. Some would even lock them up. Some you know, some people don't even know that they don't even tell their friends they have a child who is autistic, you know. So if they're counting their children, they just have maybe 3 kids. You have 4, but you say you have 3. That's how bad it is. They don't take them anywhere. They don't go to church with them. They don't go to any events with them. So people don't even know that they have children like that even exist. So that's where the psychologist really has to come in and really counsel the patients and let them know that, you know, this is a chronic something. You actually have to deal with it and handle it more effectively. So stigma is out there. I don't really blame them though, because society also doesn't really help them per se. You know, they call them all kinds of names. It's yoba, you know, all kinds of things. So and they kind of say that autism is spiritual. People don't really understand what autism is. So it's hard for them as well. I get where they're coming from. If society was more welcoming and more accepting, I'm sure that parents would also gladly come out and actually say, oh, I have a child living with autism, you know. And not all these children are actually quite bad. Some are very smart and intelligent. Some are quite creative. some artistic.
I think that's the perception actually I get from autists. I see them to be superheroes instead.
Yeah.
Some
Unique.
Unique.
Very unique.
Like I was saying, maybe we are the ones who are abnormal. We are the ones that we think they are correct.
If you don't understand them, you have to actually get in their world to understand them. But they are very, very gifted and intelligent children and people, We have adults with autism living around us, and they're also doing very, very well in society. Because it's a spectrum in any case, so you can be on the milder end of it. So I'll just advise parents in society to be more welcoming and less of the stigma.
From Afi's submission to this one, I just wanted to say that, and ask, is there a stronger need to sensitize the parents and society itself rather than maybe focusing on the autistic children? Because everything I've heard so far is like the problem is not the children.
Yes, not the children.
The problem is the society that thinks it is fine and better than the children. From the schools to the teachers to the parents to those teasing to all this insuba and all this mindset. Maybe
we should channel the energy.
Maybe all this energy should be towards making sure that we get it.
Okay, so let me go to the purpose of the event. So the reason why I decided not to even sell tickets or anything is so that a lot of people can come and experience them themselves. You see, when you come to the event and you see a child speaking in 15 different languages, okay, yes, one boy can speak in 15 different languages.
I think that we are abnormal. Because
are these Ghanaian languages or like global?
No, Spanish,
Wow.
15. Yes.
Wow.
And he learned it by himself.
Wow.
He wasn't taught.
Interesting.
Through YouTube, so he picked everything up by himself. Yes.
Wow.
So the thing is that when you come to the event and you come and see all this, you interact with them, get to experience them, you can go back there and you can go and tell the story. Hey, do you know, not knowing the children, they are not like this. So when I went, I saw. So you saw it for yourself, not someone telling you. So that one is more heavier. Do you understand? So you spread that news. So that is the purpose. So that people can come, a lot of people can come. Because if you are saying we are selling tickets, they don't even understand the autism for them to want to even come and buy tickets to come, and that's why it's free. Just come and experience them. Then you can go back there and tell the story. That's how it will spread, So that is the purpose for the event.
But even
because it will be exactly.
I keep saying that this country, if you want to be president, is the worst job you can pick of all the jobs you can study to become the president. Because the people you govern, you have a spectrum of people who understandings are very, very different.
Exactly.
Very different.
So that was the main purpose. Because when I started this whole thing, the parents were crying because of the stigma. So I felt like, what can I do to help curb it? So this is how fast it can be done.
This morning, we're actually very excited and very honored to also have a parent with a ward who's also autistic joining us for a conversation this morning. But I'm really excited to have all of them join us. But before that, Doc, in treatment, in managing this, I want to ask about resources, both from human resource and if there's any medication conversations. Is it something that is available, that's easily available? We've discussed piece of this already. Is it available that you can say that, we know in healthcare in Ghana it's questionable already, or we still have a certain deficiency a gap we need to fill?
Well, that's a very good question. That healthcare in Ghana is not, it's not top notch at the moment. So it's a bit of a challenge, especially with those who are in the villages and the communities and all that, who don't even understand what autism is and even how to recognize the various symptoms and signs. It can be a bit challenging, But at least those in the bigger cities like Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, because of the teaching hospitals, they have access to at least these pediatricians, the psychologists, the occupational therapists, speech therapists. It's a multidisciplinary approach. So you need a lot of healthcare workers coming in to treat the child, okay? Because some kids are not really good at talking or expressing themselves well. So you need a speech therapist to guide them. You need a psychologist as well to come in. You may need a dietitian as well to come in. So assuming you go to a hospital that doesn't have any of these things, you can imagine if there are any specialists there, you don't have any pediatrician around to even diagnose that you have autism and all that, becomes a bit of a challenge. So the human resources, we are still a bit, understaffed in that area. Hopefully one day it gets better. But for now, we're doing the best that we can to manage these children and even their families as well. Okay.
Doc, with the parents as well, I think that also the parents, regardless, they are still going through a lot, right? Because you did mention that some people lock up their children and not take them out. They don't have any social interaction and all of that. Are there any programs to also help these parents as well mentally? Because I think that for any parents, when they are pregnant, they want as much as possible to have quote unquote healthy 100% children, right? And so when these things happen, it takes a psychological toll on the parents, whether you like it or not. So I think that there should be these things to help the parents as well. Is there any such thing?
There are a few support groups, that are out there that a lot of mothers have actually created themselves. So the group of mothers or even parents that have children with autism, so they create such groups themselves. And then usually when we make the diagnosis, so we make sure that you at least see a clinical psychologist in the initial stages, and then as and when we think you need to see one too, we let you see one. And depending on how bad the mental health of the woman is, of the mother is. So we come in with that every now and then. Some others may not always get that chance to have that option, because like I said, depending on where you find yourself, there may not be a psychologist available in your community or your area. But in the bigger facilities where you can have access to all these stuff, we can let you see a psychologist to help you with the counseling and all that, because it's a chronic something. Your child is going to live with it for life. So if you don't understand the process, you don't know how it's managed, the fact that you be in and out of hospitals regularly for checkups and all those things, you end up being frustrated
the
as
financial
the parents.
bit.
And the financial bit is also a challenge as well, most of the parents, because they have to stay at home to raise that child. And once you're home, how do you get money? So it also affects relationships even amongst the parents. They end up divorcing, a lot of problems even among the siblings, and they're not getting enough attention from the parents because
they have to pay attention to that
particular child. So it's a very technical and difficult condition to manage, but it's doable.
Has there ever been a case of someone who is I still want to see we don't think that we are abnormal. But has there been a case of anybody who has just for one of a better expression, healed from autism?
You can't recover from it.
You can improve.
You can improve,
but you can never recover. Like say you are no more. You don't have
there's no cure for it. So it's not like
there's no known
healed.
cure.
No.
They are still trying to find what causes it, because they've not been able to find the exact cause. They can't find a cure for it. So they are still researching, And when it comes to
none of our pastors that are
do you know what the pastors do to the parents go? When the parents come, you talk to her, she will tell you some of the things. They tell them, the pastor will tell you to go to the cemetery at dawn. Like, and the pastor knows that there's nothing they can do, but then they extort money from them.
I was just going to ask if any of your wonderful initiatives tried to use the church as a conduit to reach people. Because I think it's quite sad what religion preaches and how religion behaves.
When the parent comes, she will tell you more, because she has gone through a lot.
I think she's in, right?
She has gone through a lot. Like, they asked her to bring the son's shirts, take it to the cemetery, and she should go and find an outspoken person like a lawyer, no fan to the grave and do something. Say you are killing your child. Me spiritually is like,
but how
you want your child to die.
The person who is dead is
say
a lawyer.
Lawyer. Some people write it on the and you are supposed to go at dawn. She said she was going. I remember one story she told. The pastor told her to wear the white jalabia and go to the cemetery. And when she was on her way, they asked her not to turn back. On for coins, bina on for go for junctions. So she shouldn't turn back. And she said when she was on her way, she heard dogs.
The dog was chasing her.
She didn't turn. So she was running. She saw a security guy somewhere. And when the security guy saw her, I said, "Samayo,
the barking dog was an angel. Exactly. The barking dog was an angel.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
I mean, she's going to tell us these stories.
She will tell you everything.
The reason why I even believe this was on live television. Like this was on live television where I don't want to mention the station's name, but the pastor had asked the congregants to bring a syringe, Fanta, and a teddy bear.
Wow.
Yeah, I was watching it and I picked my.
And then you wanted to be sure
that they should inject
syringe and teddy bear.
So they inject Fanta and they inject teddy bear with it. I was so that teddy bear will bloat or the pastor has passed on. God rest his soul. I heard later on that he had passed on. But when I was watching it on TV, I said, wait. There's a See, and they was
just perplexed.
The guy they hold sword. The person they hold on long sword. Wait, they inside like it's on long sword. Wait, they tell them this the way the woman and it was you see the victims were women. That's the other part.
It's
true.
The
women that suffer. Yeah.
Women and they were injecting. They were all holding teddy bears. I said this one. That is Valentine's Day matter. I mean, I know spirituality is a big thing when it comes to religion, and everybody has a way of expressing himself and when it comes to powers and all that but sometimes these myths are also killing, it's killing us. We'd love to hear these stories, but last year, when Afi was in high spirits, facing all these challenges, we still partnered to have an activation on autism here at our premises. Let me take you back to last year and have a look.
People, so we are the 2024 edition of Mr. and Miss Autism Ghana, and I am your host Amy Cherry, and I'll bring you everything that goes on down here. Thank you. Hi Jenna, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're looking so good.
Thank you.
And I love your performance. You have a great voice.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm humbled.
You're welcome. So how do you feel about such events like this, and what does it mean to you?
I believe that, the God that we serve he's somebody that gives. He's a kind God. He's a caring God. He's a loving God. So when I'm being invited to such events like this, for me it's an honor, because I believe that it also gives me that platform to also share to the world, or to also share the little love that I have with these kids. So
I love how the children were performing, although if you go to our rural areas, you see them as they are not part of us, but Miss Antonia was able to gather all these people. They gave them the platform, they were able to perform, they were able to recite. Now, I think the whole world have seen that even if we have those people around us, it's time for us to give them the opportunity. They can also do something. At least go and fetch me water, they can do it. Yeah.
Put your hands in the air.
What made you decide to be a stylist for these people?
Well, I felt like it was a good initiative at the first place, because it's more of like an inclusive event that would bring this physically challenged kids to the limelight. So I feel like it's a good thing for me to join. So that's why I joined selflessly. I've been doing I think it's the third year that I've been the designer stylist for the show. Yeah.
That's then I'll be catch Afi or the events by
Afi Afias Antenya Afia Yesu ye hu de ye ba o ye nipa yenti ye de Afias pa nyamishan.
So finally, what will you say to people or parents living with children or elderly people with autism?
They should take care of their children and expose them. They should send them to school. They should take them out. They shouldn't leave them in the room thinking that they are not the human beings. So they should take good care of their children.
Okay, guys, so I have the pretty Queen Echan here with me. Queen Echan, how are you doing?
Well, so those are highlights from last year's event. Beyond the persons that were standing on stage, I just want to commend and thank Verna Water as well for the support that they gave to this event. Yeah. Beyond Verna, I also want to thank all 3 Music for the premises. And I'm saying this because you see, without all these supports, it probably wouldn't, and everybody else that was probably not captured in the video, it wouldn't have come alive. Yeah. Now, what you also need to understand that had this been some I don't want to say half naked
something first, naked first.
Something first. Makeup companies.
They are trending.
The gentleman, the fashion designer that says he's been in there supporting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Had it been that one, like you see a line, I don't want to mention the names of fashion designers in this morning. I don't want to do that before somebody says that I've been doing. I want to see on your page. Event companies that throw in support for stage sound lights, all of you. Human beings, us, who would go on social media and will write, and this artist didn't win that, and this person didn't win that, and Shatawa didn't do this, and somebody didn't do that, and this person deserved it, this person should have been. All of us are guilty of this for not being supportive to things like this. Afi and team, congratulations again and again. You have bought your VIP seat in heaven.
Amen.
Secured the seat in heaven.
Amen to that.
When you get this Christ as you are, because you have still on the seat.
Say something for me.
I haven't gotten the pass yet. They haven't sent it. Reminds me of this guy where he do this skit. What's his name? The funny guy who speaks tree. Akabeneza. He did the skit that he was in heaven checking people. Anyway, Peggy Anekia joins us this morning with little chap here. Obrimpong. Yes. Wow. He's such a cute boy.
So
Please, since that come off me, this is my ugly face. So fine. And let's watch. Boy. I'm telling you.
Boy, no pimple.
Yeah.
In the world of boys, right? We have our code because he's a kid. We can't discuss this. But the boy, this boy, you be.
Hey.
Oh, you go up to. Yes, it.
Proper guy.
Sometimes if you are a child and you watch your face, you see that this one I am fat. Hey, this boy. Oh no. Peggy, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Wow. How did you feel? When did you notice? In fact, how old is he? First off,
he's 6 years now.
6 years old. When did you notice that he had this? He was issue. In this space. Yes, I don't want to call it an issue because I see us. We think that we are normal, abnormal, because they are gifted.
Yeah.
Yes, they are gifted. When did you identify that he was special?
I think when he was 1.5, moving to 2, I realized he couldn't talk. He was tiptoeing, flapping of hands, and then he was he had a water bottle. Apart from that water bottle, he wouldn't want to use any other water bottle. And then he wanted his things done in a certain way at that age.
Wow.
So I realized, I thought, I have a very unique child. That was my mindset initially. So when he wasn't talking, it got me thinking. But Ghana, they were like, Tobo, he's just 2 years. He would talk. But I had that mother instinct in me that there was something wrong with my child. I just didn't know what it was.
When you say he wasn't verbal, so as in there was no...
No, he wasn't saying anything. No mama, no dada. So I think when he was 2, the first word he said was dada. And then the other one, he likes water a lot. So the next was water. And then after, I think 2.5, it vanished. So that's when I knew, but I thought it was spiritual. So I still didn't know it was autism.
When you say you thought it was spiritual, what drove you to that side and what were you thinking?
As a typical Ghanaian, most of us feel everything that happens has the spiritual backing. So I felt, and so I kept going, looking for solutions from one pastor to the other, and then everybody kept confirming. So it rather gave me more of them that, it's really spiritual. Someone told me the first person who saw the baby was the one who did, and it was my mother-in-law, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. She was the first person, apart from the nurses. So you can imagine it just, and then when you move to the next pastor, and then he started eating leaves and non-edibles like shoe soap, his poop, urine. Actually, his poop, he ate it for more than a year. And then leaves, soap. So
that's when you wouldn't notice that he was doing that. As in,
you leave him unsupervised.
What happened was I had a help, and then I have an 8-year-old daughter. So she kept telling me that Obimpon has been doing that, but still he was in diapers. So I didn't believe it. So I asked the help. The help would tell, they be like he wasn't doing that. So my daughter kept insisting. So one day, after I put the diaper on him, I just made a tiny mark, and I went to work. So I left home around 7 and I came around 3. So when I came, I asked the lady, have you changed the diaper? She said, 4 times. I said, okay. So I intentionally checked the diaper. It was the same diaper I placed on the boy since the morning. And I realized there were these little particles of poop inside, but there was no poop. So I was like, So I said, okay. The next day I did the same thing. I had a little baby monitor I was using. So I placed the monitor. She didn't know it was a monitor. She thought it was a charger or something. So I placed it down and went to the supermarket close to me and told her I was going to her. So I was monitoring. So I think after 40 minutes, I heard my daughter telling her that, Obimpon has pooped. So my son was putting his hand in the diaper, taking the poop and eating. And then I heard the girl telling my son that, like, hurry up. I was at the supermarket. I started crying. So the lady was asking me what it was, and then he was like, "Kahu," telling. So then I heard my daughter is called Destiny. So I heard Destiny saying, "Obimpon, stop." But and the girl was like, "I can't change diaper. That's what she told my daughter. So I didn't want to come at once. So I waited for like after Obimpon had done whatever. So I came after, it was low battery. I couldn't record for a long time. So I came home. I just went to my room. I didn't say a word. The next day, I only told her that we are traveling. My husband and I, we are traveling. So she should go back. When we come, I'll call for her. So date, it's been like almost 4 or 5. I've not told her the reason why I sacked her.
Yeah, well,
because the pain.
I'm tearing you.
The pain.
I used to remove this blood vessels more to pick. That's what I used to.
No, because for all you know, it's because
like,
she
can't.
I think because just using the wipe.
I'm thinking that because she couldn't clean the poop or she didn't want to clean the poop.
Why? She believed about him.
Yes. So it was comfortable for her. And they've been calling, the mother has been calling, asking, but the pain, like if I had spoken, if it took a year before I told my husband why I made the lady.
But even health-wise, you didn't see any signs that he was...
He was never taken to the hospital. So he got used to it. So even if I'm in the kitchen, so it was like the sister had to always be monitoring him. When we smelled poop, the sister will have to run and come and call me. No, she's too young. She was, I think, 6 or 5 at that time. So she will have to come and tell me that he's pooped. So I had to be checking and changing. But even if the sister goes to poop, the sister was also young at that time and has to come call me to clean the bath. By the time we get back, his hands. I think I sent a video to Afi. He was taking and eating, and then he had to eat sand before he eats main meal. I think she has the video. So anytime you prepare jollof or meal for him, if he doesn't eat sand, he wouldn't eat the main meal. So some of our videos, you see me sitting and just like this watching him. He has to eat the sand for some time. He can go 2 days without eating if you don't let him do that.
The sun.
Yes, and he was surprisingly, he was never sick.
I was just about asking.
He was never sick. He was never sick. It was when he stopped rather that he started falling sick.
Because the system has gotten used.
He was never sick. Yeah. He was very healthy, active, and so those were the challenging times and leaves. So we couldn't go out for like 2-3 years, and he was headbanging, so he had to wear helmet for a year. Like those moto bike. And you know Ghana, when you walk in and someone sees your child, hey, where if it's over moto idea no.
You see the question you asked?
Yeah. And Ghanaians will stop as I don't know, papa your motor rider na. Somebody will ask what to motor na.
We are so insensitive.
Honestly,
and I don't know how to even start explaining. Oh, your autism or the nitibebo daimu. I didn't know how to explain. Because if you don't put the helmet on when we are walking and it just comes, sometimes maybe the cologne someone uses or he smells something.
Hypersensitive.
Yes, anything. Yeah. So he would just the nearest word, bang, 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 like that.
Yeah.
Every time. So the helmet has to be on. So we were home. I had to stop working. We were home just for 2-3. No church. No, you can go anywhere. Yeah. So we're just stuck home.
Let's come back to the pastors and what they were saying. What were they asking of you? What were they saying? On the conversations around spirituality.
One said because he's chewing he's chewing herbs, meaning Moti Adwaf, they are trying to train him to be a herbalist.
What?
And also, surprisingly, around that time, I think
lack of education is
I was desperate. I was extreme. And those were people who come on, because I was always seeing them on telly. I always pick the number from telly. Every time I picked them. So they were popular people.
Was it an act of desperation?
Yeah, I was desperate. Because naturally, I would never go to any pastor apart from my one church that I go. So I think I was desperate, extremely desperate. So I had to get someone to just mow. We had so many aloe vera. We had a lot of plants, flowers. Everything had to go. Everything had to go. I have to give up my flower pots because it's my husband may plant something. So we had to mow the house. So every morning I have to sweep because I was scared it will grow back.
Yeah.
That dwarfs were
training to be a herbalist. That's why he's testing the leaves to know, let's say, way better yarewe. So that phase went. And then another one told me, okay, that was the last one. Another one told me to go to the market at dawn, pick, let's say, tomatoes,
the rotten ones, that is.
No, the ones that are on the floor planted, not really rotten.
Okay.
And come and cook. I think that one, it wasn't a pastor. It was an older woman who told me. And then a lot of people said that before even the pastor said. So I woke up one day, and no one has to. I have to disguise myself so that no one will be able. Obi who may know Nimia, I say. So my mother had an old wig in the house. So I put the old wig in my bag, and then I wore the started dress I put mud, so I put on bubu. So around 4 a.m. I always do these things when my husband is not around. He travels a lot, so I had to wait when he travels. So around 3:30, I locked just this boy and the 5-year-old girl, and I went to Abubulushi, take drop into Abubulushi. Something I'm Fiero first class, but something I would never do. So I had to go to Agbubulushi. I got to Agbubulushi. So I got down somewhere, took the bubu off so that I would be left with the tartar, then put sand on me. I went to the market. So I have to act like a mad woman.
Let me ask, sorry, what does he want?
No, his tablet.
His tablet, okay. Okay.
So I had to dress. So I took the boo off. So now I was left with the tarted, and then I went to pick plantain, everything. So I did that for like 3-4 times. The last one, so every time after I'm done, I just put the boo on and take the wig off, so I still look like a neat person. So I forgot. The last one, I forgot to take the boo off, and I was standing at the bus stop trying to stop a taxi. Not knowing, they thought I was a mad person. And I also didn't know, I forgot myself, say, I was still dressed in that. So now 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the kids are locked. And I had the key. They are just 2 tiny kids. So I didn't know why nobody was there. Was a trot that stopped. There was a but for Fikwan, like they shouted on me. And I saw my image in the mirror, the trottoir, because it came to me, because the taxis were low. So when they don't park, I don't even see my image. And I realized, and it was already morning. I couldn't change for people to see, because they'll think I'm doing something. So I had to walk from Agbogboshi to Royal House Chapel. There's this little kiosk there. So I had to get to the little kiosk, hide behind it, and then change. And that's why there's no bus stop, so I had to walk back. So after changing, before I can get a taxi, so I got home and I was like, me nebio. So that one.
Maybe that was your sign, not to continue.
It didn't. No, I did another, like after so Agbogboshi, I'm over with Agbogboshi. I moved to a different
another
pasta.
Market.
Another
pasta. Like pasta. So I'm done with the food stuff. So this pastor told me to wake up 12 midnight. And then get coins. I think he showed me the denomination to get. And then 4 junctions, I should throw the coins at every junction. So luckily I had 3 junctions at my
And what was the reason why he was asking you to do
I'm appeasing the spirit behind those.
Whatever is happening.
Yes, those, whether my family or my husband's family, I'm appeasing those people. Since it was coming from a pastor, I felt it's okay. Only the right thing. So I did first junction, second junction, and still I locked the 2 kids with my key. So I should put on white jalabia, white one till down, barefooted. So I did first and second, and I shouldn't turn back. After the second one, I heard these dogs barking behind me. I'm scared of dogs, first class. And here's the case, don't turn. I just wanted to know if the dogs are closer or they are far away. And these dogs were coming. So I got scared. So I started running. And the dogs also started chasing me. So luckily, there's this golf filling station at my junction. The security man was lying there. So I said, oh, okay, at least he normally every security man has a stick, so he can help me. So when I was like, Papa Jimmy, then he was also, Samayo, So he was running, I was chasing him, the dogs were chasing. So this man so I think in that process, my key got missing. My main gate key got missing. So it was a taxi driver who threw lights on us, and then I think the security man was trying to stop the taxi driver, and so I got closer to him. So I want and like all that. I was like, come on, chasing me. And it was like by this time, then the taxi driver saw my ring was like, Oba for and I was like, Mifia, sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. Then I said, like those. I said yes. Now I couldn't find my key. I had to beg them to help me look for the key. Just one tiny key. I think we did that. I was doing that Kwancha around 12. So we found the key around 7 a.m. And I was still in that white barefooted. So everybody passing will be looking at you. I'm sure, I don't know what. And the security man stopped along the way. The driver too had to go somewhere. So I was just walking. Let me ask
a question, and this question goes to the house. I don't know why I want to hear what serious submission on this would be, but in case I'm not ridiculing spirituality in any way, and these men of God who supposedly have got special blessings equally as he's also gifted to see beyond the realms of what is normal, the paranormal. At any point in time, do we have to, or can we believe that these actions, that may affect him, be it positive or negative, can have a certain element of spirituality in it. I'm just asking. It is a very difficult, because there's no smoke without fire. And I want to play the devil's advocate in here. And I see it's gotten you thinking as well.
Honestly, I've had goosebumps for so long.
For just a moment, because we believe there's good and there's evil.
Yeah.
And if there's the existence of evil, and again, I'm going to space and time because I've been following a lot of space and time. If we believe that, I learned this recently and I want to share this with you. So I'm going to answer. When we look in the sky, we see all these small things that are glittering, which we call stars. They are suns. They are suns that are burning. Suns that are bigger than 50 billion times bigger than Earth. That's how come we see the sun, the light. And because light travels, some of them are actually not even there. They got extinguished billions of years ago. It's the light that is now traveling to us in Earth, and we are now even seeing it. So that should tell you that you look at the stars in the sky today, you see a sun, you see a twinkling light. Tomorrow is not there because it got burnt years ago. You are now seeing it. So there is greater power than what meets the eye, than what we see. We get those intuition. They say woman's intuition. As so baby. It's something talking to us. So is there a possibility that some of these things that these pastors had asked you to engage in, Peggy, could have been true?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if that's the case, how come all that they asked her to do didn't work out? If it is true that they saw that, and because of that, God told them to tell her to do all these things so that their condition will vanish, why is he still here having the
Let me ask Doc, in your years of being a part of this, where medicine also doesn't work equally, could it be, have you ever had a thought of this being beyond human intervention?
That's a very interesting question you have asked. My advice. I'm a Christian.
You see, if it were to be like a sickness, like we have malaria, there's a cure. But this one, there's no cure.
It's a chronic condition.
So there's a paranormal conversation here.
No. So the error starts from the fact that we are failing to accept what is. He is not. Or people with autism are not you and I.
Yes.
That have a problem.
Yes.
People with autism are just people with autism. The way a mango is not an orange. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like
a
someone born a cripple.
A mango is a mango. It's not that it was coming an orange and something went wrong and ended up a mango.
Exactly.
A mango and an orange are two different kinds of fruit. And with each one, you get benefits and advantages and disadvantages and different characteristics. People with autism are not regular people with the problem that needs to be solved.
Exactly.
People with autism are just people with autism. So that
within
is
the spectrum of what we call human race.
No,
they're also a type of human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a type of human.
So we have to accept them.
Yes.
The same way,
we have majority of people who are like,
you see,
asking
You see, if I put Real Madrid or Barcelona jerseys on 11 obese people, and I spent all my time worrying why they are not winning cups, right? That would be absurd.
Yes.
Because to be a Real Madrid or a Barcelona player, there are certain criteria
you have to meet.
So when people are scouting for football players, they don't go to where the obese people are. That is the same differentiation we need to apply to people who are different from what we have considered the norm when it comes to cognitive or neurological function. Not everybody is going to be like you and I.
Exactly.
We even have high functioning autistic people. Like the gentleman's video we were watching and all that. There are people who do math, who do science, art, music, all that, who are functioning on a level that supersedes what we normal people are. Then we have those that are the regular, that we are dealing with issues and all this. So I think the misconception that Bibi Hakolano,
that's the problem.
It's a sickness.
That's the problem.
There's nothing for you to cure. That's why Doc's point that there's a condition that needs to be managed. What everything she has said here, there's a pure scientific reason why it was happening. the first instance with the diaper is coprophagia. It's the scent that triggers him. I know this because I know this. I'll explain. The reference how I know. The reference why I don't want to. I'll tell you how I know. But I don't want to use that example to the kid. But it's absolutely normal within nature, and it happens a lot. And scent is the trigger. Okay, he's not doing it because he's pooped. He's doing it because he can smell it. And the whether arousal
the
or
psyche,
the whatever of that trigger is what gets him to do that. Right? The sun thing has to do with texture. Maybe the texture on the roof of his mouth or his tongue, it feels a certain way. So these are all things that alternatives could be provided, because he's not eating sand because he knows it is sand. He's eating sand because the texture is something that is soothing him.
Can I say something? Because you've said something that reminds me of something. So, person living with autism, they don't have sense of danger. Okay. They don't know that if if I cross the road and I stand in the middle of the road and the car knocks me, I'll die. They don't know all these things. That's why they always need supervision 24/7. You know, because you understand. So you don't even put things that can hurt him, because he doesn't know if I take this knife and I use it on my body and I cut myself, I can bleed and die.
Cut yourself and not cry.
Exactly, because they don't have
be more
sense
intrigued
of danger
about what's going on than dealing with pain.
Yes. You know? So that's why a lot of parents abroad, most of the mothers, if the men are still with them, because most of them, the men leave them, you know, if they are still with them, the woman stays at home, take care of the child, the man goes and, you know, go and work, come in. So they pay the parents to stay at home because they know they can't, you know, leave the child, or, you know, they need supervision 24/7. Exactly. So the parents here, most of them are single parents, okay? So it's difficult for them to even work, to even get the money to send their children to even special needs schools. Because the special needs schools are so expensive. 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 a term, not a year. So how this parent is not working? How would the parent find that money to be paying 7,000, 8,000 a term for the child to be in school? And these are schools that, you know, they know how to train the children because the caretakers have gone through that training. So it's difficult to say you are just sending your child to a normal school. You know, some parents who have the money, the funding, they take them to both schools. They have days that they go to the special needs schools and they have days that they go to the normal schools. But they feel that the normal school will help the child pick up fast, you know, certain things faster.
So, Peggy, based on what she's saying, what is his current situation now in terms of education?
And he just started special school this year.
Okay.
And Afi was saying a term. No, where he goes is 5,500 a month.
Okay.
Wow.
5,500 a month. I got the message from the student mistress. It's 5,500 a month. So what we decided to do is he'll go for 3 months. We stop. He goes to a regular school. So after a while, he'll be going 2 days or 3 days, and then so we'll be. Yeah, we wanted him to. He should go for 3 months so that he would get used to the place. Now we can take him. So he just started like 2 months ago.
Is there anything he does extraordinarily well, in his case?
He's still young.
But now he doesn't wear helmet. He doesn't eat those things because we changed his diet and changed lots of things around him. And so that's what made me believe what the pastors were saying didn't work. So it was after we changed his diet. He doesn't take sugar. He doesn't take dairy. He doesn't take gluten. Automatically, he stopped. I didn't have to do no therapy, nothing. It was just the change of diet, and then we got him some plant-based supplements. And then it changed. First, he would never sit like this. Never, ever.
I'm actually, is it because he's distracted with the game, the video game, the tablet?
he would naturally wouldn't even enter seeing strangers with all this light. Never.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never.
Some don't
ever.
like the light.
Never ever.
Hypersensitive.
He would try to throw something to hit the light because he feels it.
Reacting here.
So he just came. He turned around and then he's okay.
He turned around.
So it was a diet change and all this. So it made me believe. And they took my money. I think last time my husband was telling me, "Hey, Kia, what's going on? What is he doing? Where we feel?"
How old is he now?
He's 6.
He's 6. How do you communicate with him?
He understands everything, just that he can't verbalize. So if he wants water, he knows where water is, or he will just pull you to whatever he wants. So he knows his way around the house. So when we get to a new place, I just show him the washroom. So when he wants to go, he'll start pulling me to that direction, so I know. Or he wants to pee. If right now, if we met Afi last time, so when he wanted to pee, he just stood in front of all of us
and tried.
So he's making sign. Anybody who sees and knows that he wants. So he's trying his own way. Yeah, his own way of communicating. He has his
I just
own
wanted
way.
to see if
but he's
there's
addicted to books. I think one unique thing is he's addicted to books. This thing is because we were coming here, I wanted him to sit. That's why. I think for 2 years I've never given it to him. This year he's held it just twice. He's addicted. Just give him books and he's calm. Yeah, books.
Wow.
He doesn't like toy cartoon books, no. Like dictionary, like those big it's not that pictures.
He just describe his special
just do this. He do like this. And then he do like this. Flip the next page and be like that. Flip the next page. So people see him and they think he's reading. So he just cross his leg and then be doing this.
For you know, he will start writing. That will be his way of
Have you seen the video where they are asking some people whether they'll choose 500,000 or they'll choose 700,000?
The girls were like,
those normal people, no, they should have read more.
I would love her to share when people thought that the boy wasn't her child and that she had stolen.
I got arrested by the police.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I don't blame them.
Do you know before you make your submission, you are. I just met you, but you are a testament to when they say a mother's love.
Yeah.
Listen,
honestly,
you have been through hell and high water.
Goosebumps.
I know.
You have been through hell and high water, and the whole time you've been here, you've shared with a smile and nothing but love on your face. For like Charlie, God bless you so much. God, listen, when they say a mother's love, the things you were describing, I was just imagining myself like,
I'm sorry again. Before you share that story on the police, did you ever want to give up?
I think it was the giving up was when the suicidal thing came in.
Suicidal?
Yeah.
For you or him?
Both of us. So I think I wouldn't say I was successful, but he ended up at the hospital. I used the pillow. I felt I can't live without him, and nobody can take care of him without me. So I think the best thing is the two of us. So I think before I called my big sister that, I'll be going somewhere with Oprimpo. So after school, you should go pick my girl from school, Destiny, and bring her home. Maybe at that time I would have been back. So the whole idea was I'll do this midnight when he's deeply asleep. I'll leave the body there in the morning. I'll take Destiny to school. So when I come back, then I do mine. So I had a battery, the tiger head. Yeah. So
just because it's TV, I wouldn't want you to even go into any details.
So,
yes.
That was the time I felt I've done almost everything. I've done the pastas, I've done Indro. I was given the wrong supplement then, because all the supplement contained sugar, so it was rather making hyper. Yes, I've done everything. We tried therapy. He was biting the therapist. Every therapy that comes leaves, and they don't even want their money. I had to momo to them by force. It's because they'll come and he'll be biting them, scratching them. They'll leave and don't say anything. So I've tried everything that I know I had to, but it wasn't. So I felt like. And then one documentary broke me. I watched a 35-year-old man being The mother was the one shaving him. He's autistic. Bathing him, doing everything, applying pomade. So that evening I said, I can't do this. Because my husband is really tall. So I was like, what if this guy grows up to be like the dad? This is my height. How would I shave, clean the bum, bathe him? So I think that documentary was what broke me. So I felt, no, I can't watch him suffer. And I also can't live with the guilt. So you actually
felt you were doing good?
That was what the voice, like, something was telling me is best. And if he leaves, some people say, oh, if he leaves, you can give birth again. But I felt...
The guilt of
it. Yeah, the guilt of the sister asking me, everybody, so it's best.
Both of you.
Yeah. So that was when I got, So when it didn't work out, I told myself, I won't give up. I'll try again.
Wow. And the issue with the police?
We were going somewhere, and then I live at Taifa. So when we got to mile 7, the boat driver said his car has developed a fault, so we should get down and pick another one. So when we got down, he's used to, my shop is at Testament, he's used to using that straight road. But I realized there was traffic, so I wanted to go through mile 7 inside. So I was trying to pull him, so we get there and just pick a regular taxi. This boy was also pulling me to the other side. And I think that time I didn't really know what he was trying to communicate, because he's used to this straight.
One side.
Yeah, one side. They are that type, they want their thing. Yes. So once I was pulling, he started screaming. Then one gentleman was like, I don't react Colano. I was like, no. Then Ghana. Oh, Riano. It started. So, and that time he couldn't respond to his name. When you call him, he wouldn't even turn. When you say Obrimpong, he wouldn't even turn. So I was like, Obrimpong. And he wasn't minding me. So one woman came to grab the child. I was like, hey, you're a friend in the And then I said, Obrimpong, this boy wasn't looking at me.
And you can't even explain that he's not verbal.
I was telling them that on Kasa, then he was screaming. So that Obi on Kasa no. So the woman was rather going to this direction. So he was calm because the woman was going to the direction
he wanted.
They were going to call a policeman. So he was calm going that direction. So it looked as if the mother or his house is at that direction. That's why I'm trying to. So they went to call this policeman. And I was explaining to the policeman that, autism. No, what is my Faniko hospital? Like they
don't understand
what it was.
Yeah.
So I was trying to tell him, on Kasa, on Tishi. So they asked the boy, Uni Mamino. Then Obrimpong started shouting, meaning he doesn't know me. And I was scared mob. Everybody was like, oh, Riano, like everybody kept coming, screaming like, me Riako. You know how Ghanaians behave. So I was begging the policeman, Famiko police station. Like, I just want to leave. So he was also insisting, so I just wanted to leave that market and everything. So then he called and they came, and then even they were hitting me and all that. So the woman took the boy, and then luckily we went that direction we were not supposed to go, so he was calm. So it looked as if I'm Pamirian. We got to the police station. They asked me to show his picture. I think because I was in that mood, I was just doing this on my phone.
You couldn't find.
And it was only baby pictures, because this was someone who was always in helmets and all that. So you can, and picture taking, I didn't need my dream in that time, because he wouldn't even sit. So I had just a baby picture. And he had dimples. So when he was a baby, when he smiles, it looks as so bad, and he had lots of hair.
What's he communicating now?
I think
he wants you to do something.
I have one.
So
So I didn't have pictures to show. It was just baby pictures. And they were like, oh yeah,
Oba. He wants to leave the environment.
Or your Oba. They said it's a baby girl's picture I'm trying to show. So they asked me to call my sister. I called my big sister. And he never liked my big sister. Because my big sister was always in scary wig, like this kind of wigs.
Okay, our time is up.
You overstayed.
I know, right?
You want to
go for him, so
luckily my sister came and still he couldn't make my sister out, so they arrested my sister too. Yeah, my husband was not around because he didn't know he didn't like my sister actually, so it was like no crowd. So I had to call my little girl. They had to bring my little girl from school. So when Destiny came, before when Destiny saw him, at one he was like, oh, Obrimpong went to hug Obrimpong. Then they realized, they asked Destiny, who is he? Then he mentioned the same name and then everything. So
can you
finally
imagine?
They released us.
What could have happened?
Your own child.
No, I mean, it's what the police did and what they did was right.
Oh, it was right, and I begged them to take me to the station.
Yes, it was right. Because what if it was a wrong? The other way around. Yes,
it was just the mob action I was scared of. But after they took me, I was calmer. So what they were insulting me, shouting on me, I was okay with it. I knew they won't hurt me.
Peggy, our welcome has been overstayed. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much. You are a very strong woman. Very, very strong woman. And I don't know, but
I have one question.
Yes.
Just one question.
Yes.
For Peggy. How has support been like, because they say that it takes a village to raise a child, right? For you, with the unique situation that you are in, raising a child on the spectrum, how has it been like for you?
In terms of family, I think initially the support wasn't there. It was only my husband. And he really likes my husband, so he had no choice. It's like the boy is always attached to the daddy, so my husband, he will be like, okay, let's go with it. Let's go. He's that type. Let's go with it. So, and my mom too. So after he started getting okay before, but initially everybody, sometimes church, I once took him to church and he went to chew somebody's sandals. I think the lady removed the sandals and he was sitting right. I placed him on the floor because I wanted him to, and so I said, I've chopped him with my leg. Not knowing he picked the lady's sandals and was chewing it. So after the lady stood up and saw it, then the lady was like, Mama abua, like she said it in tree, like abua no rewe. So from that time, 3 years, I never went to church again with him. So society has
it's crazy.
And to him, every black car is a daddy's car. So when we go out and then he sees he wants to get them, be like funny, like the way people, they wouldn't even take time for me to explain that he likes black car. So every black car to him is the daddy's car. So support from people, especially people you don't know, was never there. It's only the close people that we have that was there.
No, this part is called.
And I think we all didn't know what autism was.
It was restless.
Yeah. We'll have to bring this.
He's been here for a long time. So
Peggy, we can excuse you now. We can excuse. Yes.
You want to pee?
Maybe.
You want to pee, eh?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe.
You take him and come.
Yeah, please take him.
Can I go off?
Yes, you can. Don't worry. Feel free.
So it's.
We just have to cut the mic off on that. But let's wrap it up. Our time is. We know we have done this beautifully. We've gone way past our time, but it's good. So you were speaking on some of the things, the other initiatives that you are on now. Yeah, we can wrap it up with.
What I'm trying to do now is pick some of the parents who are struggling. The man who I said is a single father, he's really going through a lot. The landlord realized that his boy is special needs and wants to, sack them from the house. So he's being ejected from the house. He doesn't have money to pay for the boy's school fees anymore. So the boy is now at home, So I want to pick this. Those who are really in need to raise funds for and support every year in April. So instead of the event, I will be doing that in place of the event. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I want to also push for government to build more special needs schools that are government owned, so that those who don't have money can at least send their children there, because the private ones are so expensive, like very, very expensive. So if we have one that is owned by the government, at least the fees will be a bit okay for every parent, average parents, to be able to send their child there. So that's what I'm trying to push for. Because so far I only know of Jowlu Special School. I don't know of any other school that is owned by the government. And with Jowlu Special School, it's not only for autism, they have Down syndrome, they have all other kinds of special needs children there, so that would be my plea to the government, that we need more special needs schools that are owned by the government, so that the average Ghanaian can send their children there.
Doc, what would be your words of encouragement to parents, especially, who have been victimized for such?
It's not easy being a parent, having to raise the child who has autism or on the autism spectrum disorder.
Yeah.
But I'd encourage them never to give up. Just know that every child is unique. Children are still gifts from God, any way you see it. So let's love them in their own way. Let's be there for them. And like she said earlier too, if we could get the government to actually come in and actually help, especially with the school in their education, we should have more autism or even neurodevelopmental centers. We don't have so much of these in this part of the world. Let's not look down on them. Let's accept them to society and welcome them with open arms. So for the parents, stay strong.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah.
Peggy.
Yeah.
So he wanted to use the washroom, man.
Yeah.
Now he's okay.
Yeah,
now he's okay. Yeah.
So when he needs something, he's able to communicate.
But I didn't see it, so then he started. So he's okay. He's smiling.
Yeah. Oh, very bon.
Wow.
So that's
Thank you so
life
very
is better
much.
now.
Yeah.
Feel free, press all you can. Feel free. Yes, if you feel we'll pay for it. We ourselves will contribute and pay for it. Wow.
2 kids,
Yeah. Yay. Thank you so very much. It's been a wonderful conversation, and I'm very sure people who have listened to this, we're definitely going to put this conversation out there. It's so inspiring, and may people be touched by this as well, and not give up on their awards in any way. And society, that question you asked is that I think we are the one that need more education.
Yeah.
We are the one that are failing. Yes, failing.
Yeah.
Well, so thank you again. Thank you, and may everything that you plan come to fruition.
Amen.
Well, 8:31. Yes, I know it's off the normal, but it is very normal to have conversations like this. Equally, it's yes.
I think today is 10 minutes ahead of time.
Because he keeps looking at the wrong clock. That's why.
He's 10 minutes ahead. Don't worry.